They are a group of international elitists, and such groups as the CFR, the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission, and the Bilderberg Group, and others like this have been working feverishly behind the scenes for many, many decades, seeking to bring about a one-world government.
And that means you can't rely on the media as it is today either.
Oh, of course not. All the media in this country, radio, television, and print, is all owned by 5 corporations. All of these corporations that own the media are owned and controlled, and members of the Council on Foreign Relations sit on their board of directors. That's why they pay athletes these fantastic salaries. I was listening to the radio the other day. They just contracted to pay one player on one team $6 million a year. Can you believe this?
And why is that?
It's the Roman circus. What does the emperor do when the people become restive, and when the people are asking questions, and when the people don't like the policies of the emperor? He sends them to the circus. He creates a circus. He builds a giant coliseum. And he begins to throw the Christians to the lions. And he has great chariot races and football games and basketball games, all to keep the idiots preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world, so that they don't have the time to learn what the truth is, so they don't ever get smart enough to learn how they're being manipulated, so they don't ever question the emperor. That's why they pay a player on a football team or a baseball team $1 million or $2 million or $3 million a year. It is the Roman circus. But 6 football players go to lunch together, and it's in the headlines across the country. You have a reflection of the society in which that exists. And it is a sick, sick society that is doomed to self-destruction.
They see this as the only answer from the human viewpoint of how to avert disasters that they see coming, such as always the risk of a third world war with nuclear weapons. And then there is the problem they see as global climate change and the tremendous economic crisis that the world is in right now.
And I believe the words of General Eisenhower, who warned that the military-industrial complex was taking over the country. And was he correct? As your constitutional rights are ripped out right in front of you, as they continue to spread wars around the world, cancel your subscription. Police can enter properties with multiple residents without first obtaining a search warrant. This is what the Founding Fathers fought for.
Things of this nature have been used by these groups to bring about the kind of fear that will drive people to accept the relinquishing of national sovereignty, especially the United States, to relinquish its dependence upon a very special instrument called the Constitution and the congressional government, and to submit itself to a group of international elitists.
With a captive audience of a joint session of Congress and a national television audience of millions, President Obama will tell us what a wonderful job he's doing and how everything is going great in the country. He probably won't mention that the nation is broke. He probably won't talk much about the long national nightmare that is the war in Afghanistan. He's not likely to address the fact that gas prices have doubled since he took office. He probably won't draw much attention to the fact that the housing crisis still isn't anywhere near over. He likely won't mention that the overall standard of living for Americans is in decline. And I'll bet he doesn't dwell on the fact that millions and millions of Americans still can't find a job. Instead, he'll likely try to portray whatever problems he addresses as all being Congress's fault, while at the same time promising that he's going to do much better in the coming years.